We have a lot of stuff to talk about here in today's video. Some huge new Vanguard Zombies information that we gotta talk about, and also a lot of stuff for the multiplayer gameplay reveal of Vanguard happening tomorrow. If you guys are new and would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that, and be sure to drop a like on the video as well. So before we go through the zombie stuff, tomorrow is the worldwide reveal of Vanguard's multiplayer. Super excited to see what they reveal. We already had a little taste of what this MP is like from the Champion Hill Alpha, but it's really all about the 6v6 maps and the modes on those types of maps. Champion Hill was cool, but it's about the core MP experience. So tomorrow, we're gonna have a huge live stream with tons of first-person gameplay, no cinematics, but actual gameplay of the maps, discussions with the multiplayer developers over at Sledgehammer Games. They're gonna talk about the new maps, modes, weapons, features, all of that stuff in Vanguard. That reveal stream will start at these times up on screen tomorrow. I'll also be streaming the reveal on my YouTube channel right here, live tomorrow, reacting to it, breaking down all of the new info, so be sure to pull up for that. And about 30 minutes after the reveal stream will start tomorrow, YouTubers, content creators who played Vanguard MP early will be able to post their gameplay that they recorded. As I said in my video yesterday, to me, this is an even better indication of how the mode is, as you'll get some real honest opinions, reactions, and constructive criticism on what they played, what they experienced. I know a lot of people always think that if a YouTuber is flown out to play a new Call of Duty game early, they have to love it, they have to say that they loved it. That's actually not the case. Exclusive Ace says this: looks like I'm allowed to let you all know that I played the Vanguard beta early and have a lot of details to share tomorrow, as well as my initial thoughts and impressions. Those that have been around a while know I'm always straight up with this, and tomorrow will be no exception. So he's gonna give his honest reactions, the good, bad, and ugly of the MP beta. And some other reactions here from YouTubers who play this early. Raidaway says this: played Vanguard multiplayer last week, dropped 60 plus kills and dogs. PC felt so good. And why this is important is because usually they're playing in lobbies with all other YouTubers. Most of the YouTubers that play Call of Duty, that talk about Call of Duty, are usually pretty good at the game. So for Raidaway to be dropping these types of games amongst other really good YouTubers, that's such a good sign. Either he's just insanely good, which he is, but also could mean that the MP is really fun and you're actually able to get super high kill games, kill streaks, and all of that good stuff. Noah J goes a couple steps further, says this: I got to play Vanguard early. I enjoyed the regular MP 10 times more than the Alpha, which is a good sign for people who didn't like the Alpha, but also dropped a 100 kill game on some YouTubers and streamers. Keep in mind, COD Pro players were also invited out to play the game early. I'm not so sure if they were in his lobby as well, but for Noah J to be dropping these types of games again now, amongst all of these really good COD players, I don't even know what to think. I know Noah J is really good at BRs and multiplayer. He's not just a zombies player, but overall, this is definitely a good sign for the multiplayer just being fun and enjoyable overall. For people to be able to drop these types of numbers in multiplayer is a good sign, but again, we'll see how it actually is in the beta and normal public matches when the game comes out. I also made a really quick TikTok about a bunch of the Vanguard and multiplayer reveal information. If you guys want to check that out, link will be down below. I'm going to start doing a lot more quick news and updates for Vanguard stuff, zombies. So if you guys do want to follow, I would greatly appreciate that. Again, link will be at the top of the description down below. But let's get into the Vanguard zombies news. I talked about this briefly at the end of my video last night, but we're going to go a lot more in depth here because there is a lot to talk about. So here's what the Cheeseburger Boys said last night. They tweeted this out. We have two images here: Rush from Black Ops 4 Zombies and ED. They're trying to say rushed, and they're trying to say that Vanguard Zombies is being rushed. And here's their follow-up tweet: to be fair, when isn't zombies rushed? LMAO, it's always the last mode to be worked on, and with the least amount of budget, it'll be fine. It's happened time and time again. So let's go through all of the arguments for what's going on here. Should it be rushed? Is it okay that it's being rushed? Should they take more time on it? Should Treyarch even make this? Is it good that Treyarch's making it? Cold War Zombies features coming over, ZC2 being brought into Vanguard Zombies. A lot of different stuff to go through here. So first off, let's go through what they're saying. Let's make the case that what they're saying is true. Even though Vanguard Zombies is being rushed, it's not a big deal because the mode is usually rushed anyway. Let's talk about that first. I want to say first off, this might not be the best way to look at things because we should always want to improve, evolve, and strive for quality when we're talking about zombies. We shouldn't be content with a rushed mode just because that's the norm in recent Call of Duties with zombie modes. But on the flip side here, we don't truly know what's happening behind the scenes, and a rushed mode to us might not be as rushed to Treyarch themselves. So for example here, Treyarch had to take over Sledgehammer and Raven's 2020 Call of Duty title, and they had to make Cold War instead. They definitely didn't have enough time to fully develop zombies like they may have wanted to. And again, we don't know for sure if behind the scenes Treyarch themselves consider Cold War zombies to be slightly rushed. We don't know to what extent, but I think from the outside looking in, it seems like it was a bit rushed. I think it's reasonable to say the Cold War zombies was rushed to some extent. If they had more time, if they were making the Call of Duty to begin with, they definitely would have had more time to make the zombies mode. So that being said, most people, including me, enjoy Cold War zombies a lot. Sure, people have some problems with the mode, lacking certain aspects of content we may have seen in the past. It has a few less round-based maps than we normally see. We do have some new modes and features like Outbreak to make up for it, but overall, people still have some issues and gripes with the mode. But overall, again, if Vanguard Zombies is rushed, similar to how Cold War Zombies was rushed, I think we're in a pretty good situation. Again, I want to reiterate here, we should always strive for better in zombies. I hope we get more content in Vanguard, improved maps, Easter eggs, storyline for this game. But if it's as rushed as Cold War Zombies was, to the same extent that Cold War Zombies was rushed, I think we'll be perfectly fine. Rushed in this situation could even be a good thing, only if you're really a fan of what we saw in Cold War Zombies. Now, if you're not a fan, you may not like what I'm about to say here, but if you are, chances are this is actually a pretty good thing. If Treyarch were working on Cold War Zombies, they're working on, let's say, Firebase Z, they're working on their DLC maps, and all of a sudden, they got the news that they're making Vanguard Zombies as well, and they have to release a map directly after the Cold War Zombies DLC season ends. And they have to start development of the mode right at that second. So obviously what they're going to do is use all of the existing gameplay mechanics they have in Cold War at that moment and bring it over to Vanguard Zombies. Because of the time constraints alone, it makes the most sense to bring back all of those Cold War Zombies base features into Vanguard: the crafting table, the salvage system, the perks, field upgrades, ammo mods, all of that stuff. And even besides for the time constraints, these features in Cold War are already really popular, so why would they change it up? Why would they get rid of it? It helps them save time by keeping these features, and it also keeps a lot of these zombie players really happy who loved Cold War. Here's a comment from my video last night. I for sure want a similar zombies experience in Vanguard from Cold War because I love Cold War zombies. So clearly here, a lot of people do love the mode. So in this sense, you could almost argue that the mode isn't really being rushed if they're just bringing over the same features, but spending their time making new maps, new Easter eggs, new storyline for the Dark Aether prequel before Die Maschine in World War II, maybe some new weapons, and all of that good stuff. And regardless of the mode being rushed, we're going to have zombies on a new engine, the Modern Warfare engine for the first time, Treyarch Zombies. It's going to be a different experience, so that should be also really interesting to change things up. The Game Revolution said this about the movement: I really hope Vanguard has different movement for zombies. It's so crucial for its success, has me a bit anxious. He's clearly a bit more concerned as to how Vanguard Zombies will play on this new version of the Modern Warfare engine. You guys probably are as well. I'm still fairly optimistic, playing the alpha and trying to picture what zombies would be like. I mean, it seems like it could be pretty cool. I definitely prefer the Cold War Zombies engine we have right now, but if we do have to change, which we do obviously, we're going to a different game, the Modern Warfare movement system is pretty smooth, and I think it could work out with zombies. But overall here, this mode being rushed is a good thing for most people who enjoy Cold War Zombies. Again, I hope it's not rushed. I don't want the mode to be rushed necessarily. I want them to have more time to fully flesh out these maps, to fully flesh out the storyline, to make sure they have enough content to provide to us. I don't really want the mode to be rushed, obviously, but if we're getting information here that the mode is being rushed and it's going to be similar to Cold War Zombies, I don't mind that. I'm just trying to find the positive in all of this info here. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from with most of this video so far. And that also brings us into the Zombies Chronicles 2 information here, because the word was that the maps were originally remade for Black Ops 4 Zombies. Treyarch ported them from that game into Cold War Zombies. They were set to release. They were fully made. Transit, Die, Rise, and Buried were fully made for Cold War Zombies. We had all of these rumors and leaks of a year 2 DLC season for Cold War Zombies, and now that we know Treyarch, they're making Vanguard Zombies, they're developing the Vanguard Zombies DLC season probably right now, this all seems a lot less likely, and either it's going to be scrapped again, or hopefully they just bring it over straight into Vanguard Zombies. If, again, Treyarch are being rushed to make Vanguard Zombies, they're going to want to use whatever content and assets they already have at their disposal. Like I said, it's very likely Treyarch are going to bring over the same gameplay mechanics, perks, field upgrades, all of that stuff from Cold War into Vanguard because of these time constraints, and potentially any extra year 2 Cold War Zombies map ideas, DLC perks, field upgrades, a third Outbreak Easter egg, anything that Treyarch wanted to release a part of a year 2 Cold War Zombies DLC season, they're gonna grasp at that and bring that over to Vanguard Zombies again because of the time constraints here. So it would make a lot of sense to have Zombie Chronicles 2, if it really is fully made and ready for Cold War, just to save that for the DLC season for Vanguard Zombies, where they might really need it. If you thought Cold War Zombies was lacking on the round-based map content, Die Maschine, Firebase Z, Mauer der Toten, and the final DLC 4 map, Vanguard Zombies, there's a pretty good chance that right now they're planning on releasing less than that. There's no way they have enough time to fully make all of these round-based maps for the DLC season for Vanguard Zombies. Maybe they have an expanded studio. Maybe they've been working on Vanguard Zombies for longer than we may have thought. We really don't know yet, but what it seems like here is that Treyarch are working overtime to help Vanguard make their Zombies mode, so having those extra Zombie Chronicle 2 maps to fill in the gaps for the Vanguard Zombies DLC season for what otherwise would have been just no content, that would make a lot of sense there. So leave your comments down below. Again, this is just a theory, but it does make a lot of sense, especially if they're running low on time. They have to try to bring us as much content as possible, and that would just make sense there if they already have it in their arsenal, they have the assets for it, and they are ready to release it. So, of course, I would rather have Zombie Chronicles 2 on Cold War Zombies, and maybe they'll still release it on Cold War Zombies at some point next year. We don't really know yet, but if this is what they want to do, I wouldn't be mad at that. I would rather see Zombie Chronicles 2 release on Vanguard Zombies than not release at all. I wouldn't want it to be scrapped. I still want to see the maps. I think it would make a lot of sense here. We'll see what happens with that very soon. Now, the complete opposite side to this argument here is that we don't even want Treyarch to make this mode, because if they're making it and it's rushed, it's not going to be as good. So might as well let them just work on their next Black Ops title, spend a lot of time developing the Zombies mode for that game, and let Sledgehammer just work on Zombies because they may have already had more time on the mode. Now, clearly it's too late for that, but that is the other side of the argument here. Here's what someone said in my video last night about that. He said, as unpopular as they are in the Zombies community, Sledgehammer should have made Vanguard Zombies, since Treyarch is still developing Cold War and soon most likely starting their next big project, Black Ops Cold War 2, whatever they're making in 2023. And also because I like seeing the different takes on the mode each of the different studios have. Unfortunately, a lot of people here do not. So he makes a good point. First off, Treyarch do have to eventually start on their actual next Black Ops title, the Zombies mode for that game, and it's just obvious that if they're making Vanguard Zombies right now, they're gonna have less time to develop their next Zombies mode for the next actual Black Ops game. So clearly, unless they're rapidly expanding the zombie section of their dev studio, they're already chipping away at the time they would have had to make the next actual Zombies mode for the next Black Ops game. So a lot of people might not be happy with that. And also, it is kind of true, sometimes it is kind of cool to see what a studio has to offer. It adds for a bit more variety, different map styles and layouts, different Easter eggs, different weapons, wonder weapons. I mean, the biggest example of this was Infinite Warfare Zombies, a really unique and different experience, and a lot of people actually did enjoy it. The worst example for me is Exo Zombies. I didn't really enjoy it as much. Even World War II Zombies wasn't the best, but maybe Sledgehammer could have made Vanguard Zombies and actually, worked on the mistakes they made back in World War II and make it a lot better this time around. We're never going to know now. So unfortunately, that aspect of variety that a different studio brings to a zombie mode just won't be here this time around. So I still would rather have Treyarch. That's my position. Even if it is slightly rushed, I still would rather have Treyarch. And if most of you guys overall enjoy Treyarch zombies more than Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward zombies. I think even though this mode is going to be rushed for Vanguard, supposedly, allegedly, we're still in a better position. But again, leave your arguments, your ideas down below. Let me know if you have any other constructive criticisms of what Treyarch are doing, what you want to see for Sledgehammer. Is it bad that it's being rushed? Is it going to be a good thing? Do you want them to just focus on their next game? Leave all of your thoughts down below. I'll definitely have to make another video about this. We still have a couple of months until we actually get to play Vanguard Zombies, so there's a lot of time to talk about what we're going to be seeing here, and there's a lot of time for Treyarch to actually reveal to us what exactly they're making here. So I don't want to assume anything too early on, but again, the case I'm making throughout this video is that even if this mode is rushed, I kind of agree with the Cheeseburger Boys in a sense. I think it still could be a good scenario here, especially if Treyarch are bringing over the Cold War zombie features and they're leading the charge with zombies this time around. There are 2 videos up on screen that may interest you, so be sure to check one of them out. Real do appreciate it, guys. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.